Hi everyone, it's Tiffany and Brandon, and we're here live from BMW Gallery in Norwood. Today, like every Monday at 12:30, we're going live where we go over different videos for different cars on our lot. So, if you haven't tuned in already, be sure to tune in now and to click the little follow button in the bottom right-hand corner. This allows you to keep up with any and all of our Facebook Lives and any videos, that are going on at the dealership. If you haven't already, also be sure to follow us on other forms of social media. Follow us on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, any and every way that you can keep up with us. This week, we are actually going to do a video on one of our hybrid vehicles. We're going to do the 2017 BMW 740e. And we're going to talk a little bit about what this means to be an e-drive vehicle. We're going to talk a little bit about why this vehicle is special. And then we're going to go to a well-known local location and plug it in. So without further ado, I'm going to turn it over to the star of our show.
Always the star.
Always the star.
Hi everyone, welcome back to another Monday Facebook Live. Normally I start outside the car, but today I'm inside the car because why would you not want to be inside a 7 Series?
Yeah.
I just can't get out of it. Plus the air-conditioned seats, even though it's not hot out, I can't break myself away from them.
I get it. So I'm going to just get in the back of the car just to show everyone what the back of it looks like. If you've never been in a 7 Series, then you're missing out because this car is super luxurious. It's super spacious. Brandon, is this the largest sedan that BMW makes?
This is the largest sedan in the U.S. market that BMW makes.
So you're going to get all that leg room. You're going to get all that comfort for both the backs and front seats. And then it's definitely a smart vehicle.
Oh, absolutely.
So this is, just wanted to give you a look at the back seat because you're going to see most of the front seat while we take a drive. But it is definitely something to see. In addition, I just want to point out before we start, we do have a plug-in station because you can plug in this vehicle, correct?
Yes, absolutely. So this is a plug-in hybrid 7 Series. So this actually has a 4-cylinder under the hood, but it has electric power as well. So what that means is you don't have a gas-guzzling V8 anymore. So you can have the large estate vehicle that commands power on the road, as everyone has learned from BMW 7 Series, but still be eco-friendly. Which is why actually all the colors inside the car right now are green. So we have all the green accent lights.
So you can see. So I'm going to get in the passenger seat and we're going to take a ride to one of our local locations because sometimes it's fun to get out of the dealership, but also because where we're going actually has a place that you can plug in.
Absolutely. Which
is really exciting. So can you talk a little bit about how the 7 Series actually compares to some of our other vehicles that may be completely electric, so like the i3 that we went over last week, or the i8 even?
Yeah, so the i8 and the i3, they're all part of BMW's iPerformance brand. One of the names that BMW has decided to call part of its division, just like we have M Division. In our M cars, we also have the iPerformance. So the i8 and the i3. The i8 is a similar concept to that of the 7 Series because you are getting a plug-in hybrid vehicle.
Okay.
And the i3, although you can get it as a plug-in hybrid, you can also get it as a pure electric vehicle.
Okay.
So it all just falls under the iPerformance, just like we have the 330e, we have the 530e coming soon to our dealership, and we have the 740e, as well as the X540e. So we have very broad selection of hybrid vehicles.
Can you talk a little bit about what the difference between completely electric and plug-in hybrid is?
So completely electric, I mean, you still have to plug the car in, of course, otherwise it's gonna just sit in the driveway dead.
Right.
But this car, since it's a plug-in hybrid, it still has a gasoline motor. However, that gasoline motor is going to be off the majority of the time if the car does not need that extra power.
Okay.
Like right now, the car's engine is turned off and I'm just running on electric. So I'm giving it gas and I'm just gonna pull out onto Route 1 nice and easily without actually turning on the gas motor. If I give it too much gas because I need extra power, and of course you do because you're a BMW driver, you get it instantaneously. It kicks on the gas motor and you just go on about your business. But then all of a sudden when you don't need it anymore, it will just shut it off.
So it's smart. Like, it knows, it senses how you're driving and gives you what you need.
Absolutely. It has an auto mode, so it switches back and forth between the drive mode on its own, as well as you have the eDrive button down here, which if you've watched any of our other videos, comparison on our hybrid cars, you'll see that that's in all of them. And we have a max eDrive mode, so I can force the car to drive in just electric mode, which is pretty nice actually. It can carry it up to a speed of about 75 in just electric.
Awesome. So if you wanted to just, maybe you're just doing some city driving and you want to kind of take the car out for a spin, how long do you have to charge the vehicle for it to be able to have a fully charged battery?
So to have a fully charged battery, in addition to the gasoline motor, on a level 2 charger like we had in our delivery van, like we're venturing off to right now, it can take about an hour and a half. On the chargers that come with the vehicles, it could be 5-6 hours, but most people aren't actually using the ones at their homes, and when they are, it's because they're plugging in it overnight.
Right.
When the majority of the people that are plugging this car in they're doing it at parking garages at work, they're doing it at the grocery store, they're doing it at the shopping malls. So when they're plugging it in there, that's a level 2 charger. So I mean, you hit up 3 stores and you're already at an hour, and you come back out and the car's fully charged.
Which I think is becoming more readily available anyway, because cars, as you talked about, our fleet of hybrids and electric vehicles, it's clear that BMW is being conscious of consumers' desire to kind of go electric.
Oh, absolutely. And they've been working with many companies to actually install electric charge stations throughout the entire United States. They have quite a few out in California, of course. I mean, everyone knows how California is with their hybrids. We're not quite there yet. We still like our gas-guzzling V8s over here in New England. I know I do. But they have worked, and they've put over, I believe, 300-400 of them on the East Coast alone. So we're getting there. Plus, there's a lot of privatized ones other than just what BMW is putting in.
Right.
So, like, those parking garages underground in Boston, you get premium parking. A lot of the time, you get better parking than the handicap spots, honestly. And it costs less because you're not polluting the air around the parking garage. So it's a lot more convenient for our customers.
Now, if you're going to charge your car at home and you're maybe you've never had an electric vehicle before, or a hybrid, plug-in hybrid vehicle.
Yeah.
Can you talk a little bit about the cost? Are you saving money because you don't have to buy as much gas? Or are you spending more money because your electric bill's going up? How does this?
You would absolutely still be saving more money than you would be spending. Maybe not particularly on this car because it is still $100,000. The selling price anyways. But as far as fuel costs, you'd definitely be saving a lot of money because you find yourself very rarely having to actually put gas in the car, especially if you're just doing around town driving. When the car's at a full charge battery power, you have about 21 miles electric range on its own, which, if you're just running a couple of errands, most people aren't doing 21 miles to the grocery store and back.
Right.
I mean, there are some people that live out there in Western Mass that definitely might need that extra range, which is why this is a plug-in hybrid, because you have the motor, which will continually charge the electric motors. Now, the actual cost, plugging in at your house, would cost maybe a couple of dollars a month.
Okay.
You probably wouldn't even notice.
And let's talk a little bit about the 7 Series in general, because I think that the 7 Series is a special type of BMW. I think
it is a very special type of BMW.
It's beautiful. So if you go for the pure hybrid versus just a typical 7 Series, are you kind of giving anything up with the car?
No, you're really not. You can get this loaded to the gills if you wanted. This specific one's actually pretty well equipped.
Okay.
It's missing a couple of small features like in the back seat, like the reclining rear seats, but most people definitely don't need that if you're just a businessman driving to and from work.
Right.
Maybe the kids on the weekend, you got them in the back watching a movie, playing with the tablet, messing with the seats or whatever. but most day to day you don't need it.
And let's just talk about something so simple that I noticed when we got in the car. I mean, look at the dash. Look at this large screen that you're gonna get for your everyday driver.
Actually, I have the active steering on, so the car's gonna drive itself. I don't have to do anything.
Look, Ma, no hands.
See?
So, can you talk a little bit about what active steering is and how to use it?
So basically, I just push a button. That's all I do. Just push a button right there.
Okay.
And then the car will pick up the lines on the road, if there are any. If there aren't any, you can't use it. It's smart, but it's not that smart. You just press it, it picks up the lines on the road, and if you took your hands off the steering wheel for a second, grab your coffee or whatever, the car will be able to steer itself on most main roads like Route 1, the highway, some back roads here and there, but a lot of the back roads have kind of not as good of painted lines, so it has a hard time picking them up occasionally. But it's really nice because it'll give me a heads up of when I can use it. There's a steering wheel image in the gauge cluster here that will turn green, letting me know that it's active, and I also have it on my head-up display, which you would not be able to see.
That's perfect. So, and that's safe to use, tested.
Absolutely.
BMW does not put anything in their cars without it being well tested.
Exactly.
So if you haven't guessed where we are already, we're at Whole Foods.
We're at one of the largest Whole Foods, actually, in the United States.
Really?
Yes.
I didn't even know that. Look, Brandon's teaching me things outside of BMW. So we are, is this Legacy Place?
This is Legacy Place Mall in, where are we? Westwood.
Westwood. So we're relatively close to the dealership for those of you who are local and do, service with us, do shop with us. You probably know the area pretty well. Basically, what we're here to do is show you that if you do buy an electric vehicle or you do buy a plug-in hybrid, you're not going to have trouble finding a place to plug in. And once you do find that place to plug in, what does it look like and what do you have to do? Because I know that we talk a lot about, being able to plug in, and we've done it at the dealership, and half of you are probably like, yeah, but where am I gonna be able to find that not at the dealership?
So the car can actually tell you where to find charging stations. So I mean, let's see. Charging stations. And it pulls up nav, and it attempts to search. Now I have not preset up the online services for this vehicle, so they are not active currently, so it's not letting me search, but typically I would just be able to ask for it and the car is going to give it to me.
Right. So if you're in a bind, or maybe you're new to your car, you're new to the area and you don't know where to find it, you know, if you don't know, now you know, right?
Absolutely.
See what I did there?
And it looks as though every charging station in this area has been filled.
So can you tell me a little bit about what the charging station looks like?
So I'm going to try and bring it around. But it's basically just a post with two handles that look like gas nozzle fillers. And you just go up to it and you get a little card that says charge now on it. It's a little bit difficult to see, and unfortunately a couple of people that are not electric cars have parked there. But you would just pull up to it and you would actually just swipe a little card that has a charge now symbol on it.
Okay.
And it will just unlock it. You can pull the handle out, you plug it into the car.
And where do you get the card?
So you get the card, it comes either with the car or you register online and they send you one. With BMW, the charging is actually free for the first year, so you don't have to pay for anything.
And after that, is it expensive?
It is not expensive. You pay for how much electricity you use, essentially. So different places will charge different amounts, but usually if you're parked there for 3 hours, it only costs you like $2.
And then just so we know, do you have to use the charging stations or can you charge at home?
You can charge at home without using the charging stations out in public. A lot of charging stations like at the Big Y and Whole Foods most of the time are actually free though.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Good to know, good to know. And I think that's a big question for people who maybe don't know a lot about electric vehicles or plug-in hybrids. I think that some common misconceptions are, number one, that you're not going to be able to find a place to plug in, and number two, that you're going to have to give up that style or that luxury and that comfort that BMW offers to get it. And as we saw with the i3 last week, and now we're seeing with this 7 Series, you just don't. You can have it all.
You really can have it all. I mean, you're getting the full luxury. I mean, I have the 10.2-inch touchscring right here with navigation. It's giving me everything turn by turn.
So where are you navigating to?
So right now I'm going to navigate to the next available charging station. So this car actually can tell me what the next available station is that someone is not currently using.
Which is beautiful.
Turn left onto Legacy Place, then turn left.
The car is going to take us to the next available charging station, which is huge because I think that if you pull in and maybe you really do kind of need to charge and you're like in a little bit of a panic, you don't have to be, because all you have to do is ask your car. It's like Siri.
Exactly. And that's actually another cool feature. If you have an iPhone paired via Bluetooth, you can actually use Siri in the car.
What do you think some of the coolest things of the 7 Series? Maybe not just, the e-drive vehicles or the plug-in hybrid vehicles, but just the 7 Series in general that this car has.
Gesture control. So I can kind of just point my finger at the screen. It would turn the volume up. Except I'm not very good at it, even though I'm Italian.
So you have to practice talking with your hands, is basically what you're telling everybody who may be interested in this vehicle. And if you're interested in the vehicle, what's the best way to kind of go about finding it?
The best way about going to find it is coming to the dealership. You just come into the dealership and you can actually talk to me, because I can sell cars now. I'm not just a genius anymore, although I am still very smart.
You're a jack of all trades now.
That last one's a matter of perspective, though. However, you can come into the dealership. You can ask questions. Like I'm driving this one right now. We have it in inventory. All you have to do is ask about it, and we'd be more than happy to let you drive it, or figure out how much it would cost you to take it home.
Perfect. Now, can you tell me a little bit about the different modes that this car has? I see sport mode, which we've gone over in the past, comfort, eco.
Yes, we've definitely gone over sport mode, and it scares Tiffany. So,
it's not hard to scare me.
You have adaptive mode, you have sport, comfort. If you press it again, you get Comfort Plus.
Okay.
And then you get Eco Pro, which actually will shut down the air conditioning.
Which is
as to be the most fuel efficient. But I like it in Comfort Plus because it softens up the dynamic dampers, and it is extremely comfortable.
Perfect. And then as far as like storage.
And then if you notice, we actually have someone in an S-Class next to us, I believe, checking out the car.
Hey, friend. Everybody's jealous of the 7 Series, including myself.
Yeah, I caught him staring at it.
How does the 7 Series compare to our biggest competitors as far as like other brands are concerned?
The 7 Series in general compared to other brands, I mean, there's the Lexus LS, which is their long wheelbase sedan. It would be their full size, and then of course the Mercedes S-Class, which is to many is basically the epitome of luxury, which BMW does luxury extremely well now. However, we still do sports car a lot better.
What do you mean by that?
BMWs are meant to drive the car, not necessarily fall asleep in the driver's seat.
Right. That makes sense.
Although you still can get massaging seats in the 7 Series, of course.
And nobody's going to complain about that.
No,
I know I wouldn't.
Not.
I want to talk a little bit about what it looks like for the driver, for those of you who, are considering a 7 Series, or maybe you've never even been in one. Let's talk, you have the legroom, you have the cool dash, your cool screens that are going to be able to show you everything that you need. We talked about the touch point screen. Down here you have your cup holders, and you have a charging station. And what is this thing?
So that's actually an ashtray.
It's an ashtray. Good to know. I ask the best questions, don't I?
Yes. And the reason for that being an ashtray is actually, well, it's a German car. So naturally, the Germans tend to smoke a lot.
And we're gonna, sorry.
So I'm told. I mean, I'm not German, but hey.
You guys can see everything. And then we have the backseat view. I love the 7 Series, I'm not gonna lie. I'm a little biased. I know when we talked about, what car we were gonna do this week, and we decided on the 7 Series, I was a little bit extra excited. Just because it's a cool car to ride in. And people notice. People take note when you
Oh,
pull up in
absolutely.
it. It's not something that you can really...
And unfortunately today,
Ignore.
due to driver error, since I don't personally drive a hybrid electric plug-in car, I don't ever need a charging station. I went to the wrong parking lot.
What?
Car was right, but I was wrong.
So sometimes the car is smarter than the genius.
Yes, that's why I'm not a genius anymore. I'm just smart.
But if you but if you wanted to come talk to him, he could be smart for you.
Absolutely.
So we're not far from Whole Foods. We're not far from the dealership.
No, and actually, if you look at the map quickly, so over here, that's the charging station right there. So if I press it, I can actually hit start new guidance, and it begins the guidance.
And it's as simple as that. It's one touch. Or two
That's
touches.
it. Well, yeah, two touches.
Two touches. So we're just going to go over to the next parking lot. We'll show you where that charging station is. And then I think after that we'll say goodbye for the day. Should you have questions about hybrid vehicles, about hybrid plug-ins, or about fully electric vehicles, definitely come in and see us. I mean, we're happy to show you the ropes. We're happy to talk about them. Look at, he loves them.
I don't have plenty of room. And plus, speed bumps are basically like sitting on a pillow.
No, seriously, guys, it is so comfortable. Whether you're in the passenger seat, the driver's seat, really, it's super, super comfortable to be here and
Reached
to
your destination.
sit. We have reached your destination.
And here we are.
Goodness.
We are at
Oh!
Dedham's Savings Bank, and we have the electric plug-in vehicles right here. Coincidentally, right next to the handicap spots.
Good there, guys. So we're gonna get out. We're gonna
Yeah, we'll hop outside the
hop
car.
outside. We'll look at it. We'll talk a little bit about what you do, how you do it, and then we'll say bye-bye.
We'll say goodbye. Bye-bye.
Here we go. So we're getting out of the car, and we're just gonna take a quick walk over to... Okay, can you tell me what to do? Can you tell me about it?
So all you would do, I don't have a card with me because
but-
you have to buy the car to get one.
We're gonna pretend.
But let's say right here I have the card. All you would do is hold the card up right here.
Right here.
Right where it shows. And right here.
So simple. All right, and that's
Makes it
all
nice
you do.
and easy.
Yeah, definitely. So we've kind of gone over the 7 Series. We've gone over what the difference between an electric vehicle and a plug-in hybrid is. We a little bit about how to find plug-in stations and how readily available they are. I think with this car in particular, you get a little bit of
Bodies in there, which we have tested.
I may or may not have climbed in the trunk of this
Check it
car.
out on Instagram.
No. But if nobody has any questions for us, I think we're gonna get going. We go live when?
Every Monday at 12:30,
And what do?
we talk about cars.
So if you're interested in cars, if you're interested in BMWs in particular, or maybe you're interested in us, maybe we're just really funny and you like to hear us talk.
Oh, I need to get paid more if I'm that funny.
No, we're gonna start a talk show. Just kidding. But if you're interested in any of those things, please feel free to click the little follow button in the bottom of the screen because it allows you to subscribe to our videos and it allows you to get notifications from Facebook anytime we go live. Additionally, you can follow us on Facebook if you haven't already. You can follow us on Instagram and on Twitter. What's our
Absolutely.
handle on Instagram and Twitter?
Instagram is Twitter, and Twitter is BMW Gallery Norwood. That's
All right,
it.
and we
All
post,
one word.
And we post really cool things. We post really pretty pictures of vehicles on our lot and fun facts. So follow us. And just a quick note before we end. If you have suggestions about cars that you want us to go over and we have them on our lot, definitely comment below, message us on Facebook, or email us because we will do it.
Yeah, and just so you know, we actually haven't had anyone reach out to us yet and give a suggestion on
You
what
look
we should do.
jilted. You look hurt by that.
A little bit, actually. I mean, we have over a 500 car inventory. We have a lot of cars. Pick one.
Pick one.
Let's do something.
Tell us and we'll do it. And I will post Brandon's information below so that you can contact him for any questions that you may have on this live or any lives in the future. So we hope you have a good day, and I hope he doesn't speed up anytime soon because we've kind of avoided that this time and it scares me. Have a good day, guys.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.